Hello, welcome to the Microsoft Windows Essential module of the Kinetic Digital Literacy Program. In this short module, we'll cover briefly what Microsoft Windows is and how to log in. Then we'll review navigating the Windows interface, working with files and folders. We'll get started with applications and show you how to get some help. Windows is a Microsoft operating system that is used for personal computers, tablets, embedded devices, and Internet of Things devices. The first version of Windows was released on November 20th, 1985. Windows 10 was released in 2015. Approximately 68% of personal computers are using Windows 10 today. Windows 11 was introduced in 2021, and currently about 18% of personal computers are using Windows 11. Support for Windows 10 will end in 2025. For this training, we will focus on Windows 10 as it is the most widely used operating system in use today. Whenever you turn your computer on or wake it up from sleep, you will come to the Windows lock screen. To get past this screen, you'll need to do one of three things. On a touchscreen device like a laptop or tablet, swipe a finger upwards. You can also click anywhere on the screen with your mouse or turn the mouse wheel. You can also press any keyboard key. With all of these options, the screen will slide up and take you to the login screen. Windows requires that you have an account in Windows. This lets the machine know who you are and sets up the computer accordingly with your files, your preferences, and your settings. So now we have to tell it who we are. If you're using a public computer, it will already be logged in, so you may not see these starting screens. Depending on how the computer is configured, you'll likely choose your account on this screen and enter your password. More modern computers and touchscreens may let you log in with your fingerprint, facial recognition, or other touch-friendly ways, but password is still the most common. Now that we're in, let's take a look around. This is the desktop. This is designed to be a place, like the top of a desk, where you have your things laid out so you can work. It is customizable, including changing the image, colors, and more. We'll look at how to do that shortly. These little images are called icons. They're used in all modern computers, tablets, smartphones, and other devices. They represent a program or file. Clicking on these pictures will make different things happen. These are called shortcuts. You will see these used on the desktop, the taskbar, and in the menu. Let's get familiar with the desktop. This area is called the taskbar. It's a holding area for the most popular programs and files that you use. This area is customizable, and we'll show you how to add items to the taskbar shortly. When a program is open, meaning you're currently working with it, you'll see a line underneath the icon. This indicates that the program is currently open. Holding your mouse over the icon will give you a small snapshot of the program. Clicking any of these icons will open the program or go directly to the program that is already open. This is called the notification area and is also called the system tray. Here you'll find the date and time and the current status of things like volume, network, and other system items. Depending on how your computer is set up, you may also see the current weather here. Clicking the up arrow will reveal additional system shortcuts. There is also a built-in search bar on the desktop to make it easy to find programs and files. We'll review that in more detail shortly. The Start menu button is a key component of Microsoft Windows. This is where you'll always start. Clicking the Start button will bring up a menu and an array of other items so that you can interact with the computer. Let's look at this closer. When you click the Start button, you'll see a number of different items become available. This area is called the Live Tiles section. It contains icons for shortcuts to applications and files and commonly used items like the control panel. But it's called Live Tiles because these tiles can be configured to be larger and smaller, and if they contain information that changes dynamically like the weather, stocks, or social media, they will update in real time so you don't have to open the application in order to get updated information. This is a key component of Windows, the ability to customize the live tiles and to get some of the key information you need without having to start the application. This is all applications. This is a full list of all applications that are loaded onto this computer in alphabetical order. You can use your mouse to scroll down through this list and click on any item to load that application. This is called the Important Places section. This area is customizable, but will typically have links to your profile, documents, images, settings, and power. This is where you'll put the computer to sleep, restart it, or power it off. Let's look at the Windows Settings options. When we click Settings, the Windows Settings dialog box will load. From here, we can customize most everything that happens inside Windows. We won't go into detail on these as it's outside the scope of a beginning Windows course. But remember that clicking the Start menu button and then Settings will load this dialog where you can change systems, devices, network, applications, accounts, time, privacy, and more. You can go even more specific into the mechanics of Windows by going into the Control Panel. The Control Panel is available through the Windows Start menu as well. We'll show it here for your awareness, but will not go into any detail. While the menu is being displayed, you can right-click on any item for more options. For example, if we right-click on Photos, you'll see 3 new options for how to interact with those photos. 1, a list of all recent photos. You can then click on individual pictures and have them open. 2, you can pin this item to the Start menu, that's that Live Tiles area. Or 3, you can pin this item to the taskbar, the area at the bottom of the screen. This is a quick and easy way to access all of your applications and individual files. Let's look at how we can personalize the computer to make it more functional and attractive for us. With the desktop showing, right-click on the desktop and choose Personalize. Once we click Personalize, it will give us a new dialog box that lets us personalize how Windows 10 works and looks for us. This lets us select a background photo, change colors, change the picture that's on the lock screen, and then apply a whole new theme to it. You can also customize in here how the Start menu and taskbar look for you. This is a great way to make Windows 10 work better for you and make it your own. And while we're talking about this window that we're looking at, clicking the minus button will minimize that window and make it shrink down to the desktop's taskbar. Clicking the large box will expand it to take up the entire window. Clicking the X will close that box. So let's talk a little bit about how we work with files and folders in Windows 10. We use a program called File Explorer to do most things inside Windows 10. You can access File Explorer and your files a few different ways. 1. Click Start, Documents. This will open File Explorer and show your Documents folder. 2. Click Start, then click File Explorer. With File Explorer open, we can do a number of things with our files. When we right-click on a file, there are a number of options we have to interact with this file. Here you'll see we can open the file, print the file, share the file with someone, send it to someone via email, cut or copy the file, create a shortcut for our desktop or taskbar, rename the file, and look at more properties of the file. We can also use File Explorer to move or copy a file from one location to another. Let's move a file. In this case, we have 2 instances of File Explorer open so that we can see both the place where it currently is and the place we want to move it. We'll now just grab the file with our left mouse button and drag it over to the new location. This will automatically move it. Simple as that. Let's use the search function now. Let's start by using the search function to find a program. By putting Photoshop into the search bar on our desktop, it will automatically give us a number of results. Starting from the top, it gave us what it believes is the best match for our search, Adobe Photoshop Elements 15. This is based on applications we've used most often. It also shows us that we have Adobe Photoshop 2023 installed. It then also gave us some common search terms that you can use to search the web for more results. And finally, at the bottom, it gave us folders that it found with that name. Now let's look for a file. A grocery list we created but can't remember where we saved it. In the search box, let's put grocery. The results are instantaneous and shows us in the best match our grocery store text file where we saved our grocery list. It shows us what type of file it is and when it was saved last. We can open that by just clicking on it. Also notice that it also gives us some very convenient other grocery responses, including grocery stores near me. Let's do one more quick search. we're going to put applications in the search bar. This will bring up a number of things, but the key we're looking for here is apps and features. This is our shortcut to managing our applications. Clicking that box will bring up the apps and features dialog box. In here, we can look at our default applications, so the computer knows which programs to use for email, browsing the web, etc., plus the list of applications and the ability to uninstall applications that we no longer use. Just click on an application and you'll see the option pop up to uninstall it. This will help keep your computer clean. We know that you're always going to need a little help, so let's conclude this module with how to get help. There are a few ways to get help, but let's go through the two most common. Let's type help into the search box. That will give us some help options. Clicking on Get Help will open up the help application inside Windows. From there, we can type exactly what we're looking for or browse to the help application. The other way is to press the F1 key inside an application. This will bring up the help program for that specific program. That concludes this module. We hope that it has helped you to gain a working knowledge of Microsoft Windows.